Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the 2009-10 NHL season. Block 36 takes us to Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California, and Strat-O-Matic Hockey for a Western Conference matchup between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Los Angeles Kings. I've got Block 37 here ready to go because we'll be picking that game on the fly. First, let's look at the standings. The Blue Jackets are currently dead last in both the Central Division of the Western Conference and the entire conference. And they're tied with Boston in terms of number of points for last place in the entire league. 22 wins, 35 losses, 8 overtime losses, good for 52 points on the board. Or 52 points. As for Los Angeles, they are also in last place in their division, but they're very much in the hunt. 32 wins, 25 losses, and 7 overtime losses, good for 71 points. They're 5 points behind Anaheim for a playoff spot. As remember, we're taking the top 2 teams from each division and the 2 best wild cards. Right now that is Anaheim and Phoenix. So, with that all being said, we'll adjust that to the schedule. Then we'll lock the iPad down, and we'll jump right into the face-off once I bring the play chart over to where it belongs. Excuse me. Bring that just out of shot. And then we will jump into the opening face-off for tonight's game. Face-offs are +2 to Columbus. 17 will be an inferior win. That'll go over to Scuderi for the Kings, and we're off and running to start this game. Opponent defense 1. Commodore will take the puck away with an inside shot. Doughty will try to intimidate. Doughty will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Doughty with it for Los Angeles. Opponent defense 10. Hayda, that's going to be a penalty on Hayda. He's going off for tripping. 2, 3. 6 is checking the right defenseman. If the right defenseman is a 4, he is a 4. We'll start off with a breakaway for Nash. Nash is away. He's in on quick alone. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Offensive left wing of offense rating 2 or more. Huselius is a 4. He's going to have a rebound. 3. That would be a goal chance if Columbus was on the power play, but they're on the penalty kill. So nothing doing for Columbus on that one. And then we'll have an inside shot for Kopitar. As he lets that go from the slot. 7. That's a goalie rating on Mason. 5, 8, and 9 are bad numbers. That's a 6. That'll be a save made by Mason. Arena groans. Ugh. But also sighs. Phew. That was a scary situation if you're a fan of Los Angeles. We'll bring the face-off right back outside the Columbus end. Face-offs will once again be +2 to Columbus. 1. That'll go over to Hayda for Columbus, and we're off once again. He'll lose that over to Doughty. Doughty with it for Los Angeles. Passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Kopitar. Vermette will try to intimidate. Vermette will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Vermette for Columbus. Passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Nash. Smith will try to intimidate. Smith barely, but he'll intimidate, take the puck away. Passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Kopitar. Vermette will try to intimidate once again. Vermette will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Opponent defense 9. Kopitar will take the puck away with an outside shot only. He's going to let that go from the point. 4. Save made over to Commodore. And we've got a forwards line change. Commodore with it for Columbus. Looking at opponent defense 5. Scuderi will take the puck away with an outside shot. He's going to try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck. Hayda will have that for Columbus. Opponent defense 3. Doughty will take the puck away with an inside shot. Commodore will try to intimidate. Commodore will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Commodore with it for Columbus. Looking at opponent defense 7. Scuderi will take the puck away. Outside shot only. He's going to let that go from the point. That's a 4. He'll lose that over to Umberger. Umberger for Columbus. Looking at opponent defense 6. That'll be an outside shot for Brassard. Brassard will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck. Doughty with it for Los Angeles. Lose the puck, outside shot for anybody. They will give that to... they're going to give that to Voracek. Frolov will try to intimidate. Frolov will intimidate. He'll take the puck away just in time for a defenseman line change. Frolov with it for Los Angeles. He'll lose the puck. Possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Right wing center. If the breakaway penetration rating is 4, he is not. Frolov will keep that for Los Angeles. Looking at opponent defense 8. He will take the puck away. Outside shot only. Voracek will let that go from the point. That's a 4. Save made and over to Stoll. Stoll for Los Angeles. Possible breakaway. Right wing center. If the breakaway penetration rating is 4. Simmons is a 3. Umberger will have that for Columbus. Inside shot for anybody. He will give that to Tuden. Green will try to intimidate. Green will fail to take the puck away, but a possible penalty. 1-12. That's a 14. We will have a penalty, but a power play 16. 1, 2, 3. Power play 16. If all 4 rated defensive players, they are not. So that'll be a no shots power play. And we'll take that face-off just out of the Los Angeles zone. Face-offs now are +2 to Los Angeles. An 18, though, that'll be an inferior win. That'll be a win for Strawman for Columbus, and we're off once again. Inside shot for anybody. Opponent can try to intimidate. They will give that to Voracek. Frolov will try to intimidate. Frolov will take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Frolov. 1-15, no penalty. That's an 8 we'll play on. Opponent defense 6. Voracek. That'll be an outside shot for Stoll. He's going to throw that at the net. That's a 7. Save made and over to Voracek. Voracek for Columbus. Lose the puck. Inside shot for anybody. Los Angeles will give that over to Frolov. Voracek will try to intimidate. Voracek will intimidate. He'll take the puck right back. Passing E. That'll be an outside shot for Brassard. Brassard will try to make a pass. That'll be an inside shot right back to Voracek. He's going to let that go from the slot. He's in on quick. 3 is in a goal on a 1-11. And score! Jacob Voracek opens up the scoring for Columbus, giving the Blue Jackets, once I find the remote, a 1-0 lead. Arena groans. Ugh. Let's see, that'll be Voracek from Brassard. And we'll flip over a card to see if we can get an assist. Let's see. No. Umberger. So that'll be Voracek from Brassard and Umberger. As the Blue Jackets now have a 1-0 lead late in the first period of this game. As we'll bring the teams back to center ice. Face-off, +2 to Los Angeles. A 5 will be a superior win all day long. That'll go over to O'Donnell, and we're off for the Kings. Opponent defense 11. Strawman, that's going to be a penalty on Strawman. 1, 2, 3, and this will finish the period. A 6. If the right defenseman is a 4 on defense, he is a 1. So that'll be an inside shot first for Frolov. He's going to let that go from the slot. 6. Save made by Mason. And a rebound shot for Stoll. He's in. Mason couldn't control the rebound. Stoll with a shot on it. 5. Save made over to Tuden, but there's the horn to end the first period. Columbus getting a late goal from Voracek, and they take the lead 1-0 heading in to the second. As I inadvertently reset the scoreboard. Whoops. Oh well, live YouTube, anything can happen, right? Fortunately, after every period, I update the scoreboard. After every period, I've got a paper scoreboard, a stat sheet that I'm also using. Meanwhile, we'll get everything ready for the second period of this game. Just getting everything ready for the second period of this game. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of Monday Night Hockey here on the channel. Thank you, and thank you all for spending part of your Monday night with me. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9, 10. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defensemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The announcer will get a quick hydrate break. I was about to say hygiene again. Hydrate break. Ice melted, but still nice and cold. And we will have the second period of this game. Face-offs are even. 9 will be a home win. That'll come over to Richardson, and we're off to start the second period of this game. Passing E for Richardson. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot for Clark. Clark will try to make a pass. Passing L. He'll lose the puck right back to Richardson. Richardson for Los Angeles. Opponent defense 5. That'll be an outside shot for Williams. Williams will... Actually, he's got a decent shot at penetrating, doesn't he? 1 to 12. He'll try to penetrate. That's a 15. He won't penetrate. Clark will pull that puck away. Clark with it now for Columbus. He will lose that right back to Williams. Williams with it for Los Angeles. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for Commodore. Commodore's going to let that go from the point. That's a 7. He'll lose that over to Doughty. Doughty for Los Angeles. Passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Hanzus. Paulson will try to intimidate. Paulson will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Paulson for for Columbus. Opponent defense 4. Hanzus will take the puck right back with an inside shot. Commodore will try to intimidate. Commodore will take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Commodore. 1 to 12, no penalty. That's a 17. We are going to have a penalty, but it's a power play 16 where we're checking the 4-rated defensive players. They are not all 4-rated. 1, 2, 3. And the fans here at Crypto.com Arena are not happy with what they see. We'll take that face-off just outside the Columbus end. Face-offs remain even. A 20 will be a visitor win. That'll come down to Dorsett, and we're off once again. Passing D. That'll be an outside shot for Paulson. Paulson will try to make a pass. That'll be an inside shot for Clark. Clark's going to let that go from the slot. That's a 9. He'll lose that over to Williams, and we'll have a forwards line change. Did I inadvertently go... Yeah, I think I went 3s out first. Oh, well. Oh, no. I know what happened. I didn't do line changes after the... I didn't reset back to line 1s. Oh, well. Brown with it for Los Angeles. I knew something was wrong. Opponent defense 7. Huselius will take the puck away, outside shot only. He's going to let that go. That's an 11. Save made by Quick over to Doughty. Doughty for Los Angeles. Opponent defense 11. Hayda, that's going to be a penalty on Hayda. 1, 2, 3. We'll get a defenseman line change, and then we'll see what kind of power play Los Angeles is going to have. Hayda's the one who took the penalty, so we won't count Tuden in the calculation. 1. That's our left defenseman, so we won't be counting that one. Right. Yeah, I believe that's how that works. Okay, so there is no left defenseman, it looks like. Outside shot for the left wing, so that'll be Smith with an outside shot first. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Rebound, offensive right wing. Brown with a rebound shot. That's a 12. Save made by Mason. Then an outside shot for Brown, so it's a good thing he's got the puck already. That's a 12. That'll be a save as well. Then an inside shot for Green. He lets that go from the slot. 11 is another save by Mason. Finally, an inside shot for O'Donnell. That's a 7. He'll lose that over, and the power play for Los Angeles goes by the wayside. Arena groans. Ugh. We'll take that face-off just outside the Columbus end. Face-offs are +2 to Columbus. Let's see, that is a 9. That'll be a superior win. That'll go up to Huselius, and we're off once again for Columbus. Lose the puck, possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Right wing center for the breakaway penetration rating, 2 or more. Brown is a 4. He's in on Mason alone. That's an 11. That's a goalie rating on Mason. 5, 8, and 9 are bad. That's a 5. Goal on a 1-18, and score! Dustin Brown tying this game for the Kings at 1. Arena cheers. Yay! So that'll be Brown from... Any player 8, no. Left wing, Smith. Dropping my pen. And right wings who scored, Kopitar. So a beautiful breakaway. Actually, was that a... Actually, I think that was a breakaway. Well, however it happened, I think it was a breakaway, but now we are tied at 1 here. We're tied at 1 in the middle of the second period. We'll bring the teams back to center ice, and the face-offs +2 to Columbus. That's a 4. That'll be superior right wing. That'll go over to Nash, and we're off once again for Columbus. Opponent defense 2. Smith, that'll be an inside shot for Huselius. Left D, O'Donnell, he will try to intimidate. That's a 12. He will take the puck away for Los Angeles. O'Donnell with it for the Kings. Opponent defense 3. That'll be an inside shot for Strawman. Vermette will try to intimidate. Vermette will intimidate, but he'll have a possible penalty. 1-15, no penalty. That's a 10, no penalty. We will play on. Vermette with it for Columbus. Passing F. That will be an outside shot for Nash. Nash is actually going to throw that one at the net. See what happens. That's a 4. Save made by Quick, and that'll go over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell for Los Angeles. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for Tuden. Tuden will throw that at the net. That's a 7. He'll lose that over to Green just in time for a forwards line change. That is Green with it now for Los Angeles. Opponent defense 6. Tuden will take the puck away, have an outside shot. He's going to let that go from the point. 3. That would be a goal if the Blue Jackets were on the power. There would be a goal chance if the Blue Jackets were on the power play, but instead Quick will see a bouncing puck. He's not going to take a chance with it. He'll just cover it up, and we'll get a face-off. We'll take that face-off to the left of Quick. Face-offs are +2 to Los Angeles. But an 18 will be an inferior win. That'll go over to Strawman, and we're off for Columbus. Looking at opponent defense 8. O'Donnell will take the puck away with an outside shot only. He's going to let that go from the point. That's a 7. He'll lose that over to Tuden. Tuden for Columbus. Lose the puck, inside shot for anybody. They will give that one to Simmons. Umberger will try to intimidate. Umberger will intimidate. He'll take the puck away. Umberger for Columbus. That'll be an inside shot for anybody. They will give that to Tuden. Green will try to intimidate. He almost has to. He will take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Green. 1 to 12, it's no penalty. That's a 6. Green will have it. We'll play on. Green for Los Angeles. Passing F. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot for Umberger. Umberger will try to make a pass. Passing L. Inside shot for anybody. He'll give that to Tuden. Tuden will take a shot with it. That's a 6. That would be a goalie rating if the Blue Jackets were on the power play. But again, Quick will see a bouncing puck. He'll freeze it, get the face-off. We'll take that face-off to the right of Quick. Face-offs remain +2 to Los Angeles. An 8 will be a superior right wing win. That'll go over to Simmons, and we're off once again for Los Angeles this time. Opponent defense 1. Umberger will take the puck away with an outside shot. He will try to make a pass. Inside shot for anybody. He will give that to Strawman this time. Actually, no, he'll give that over to Voracek for an inside shot. Voracek lets that go. 8 is a rebound chance. Defensive left D if defense rating 2 or more. O'Donnell is a 4. He will have that for Los Angeles. Not for long, he'll lose that right back to Strawman. Strawman and O'Donnell are going to start playing hot potato with the puck. Passing D. That'll be an outside shot for Simmons. Simmons will try to make a pass. He will lose the puck over to Umberger. Last chance for Columbus. Outside shot only for anybody. He will give that to Strawman as time is ticking down here. Actually, he's going to give that to Voracek instead. Time ticking down here in the second period. That's a 9. Save made over to Simmons, but there's the horn to end the second period. The Kings answer the Blue Jackets' first period goal with one of their own, and we are tied at 1 here, heading into the third period of this game. And before I do anything, I'm going to remember to reset to line 1 and pairing 1. And while I'm resetting for the third period of this game, I will mention that there will be no hockey stream tomorrow or Wednesday, as Wednesday we will be playing Call of Cthulhu in honor of H.P. Lovecraft's birthday. Our next hockey stream will be Thursday, but I don't know what game that's going to be yet, because I'm actually going to pick that game after we get through Final Score Hockey for tonight's block. And that'll be back to Inside the Crease Hockey, by the way. And looking at Block 37 and what Block Day is going to be, we've got a few games we could choose from. We'll have to see where standings are at, though, because I'm not sure how many of these are going to... Well, some of them do feature teams that are relevant to the playoff picture, including one with the Kings that I'm not really sure I want to put on the board again. I don't really want to put the Kings on the board 2 days in a row. That's the weird thing about hockey so far in this replay, is the scheduling has been a little bit weird in terms of the distribution of teams that I've had on the board. Where it's just worked out that it's been a little more uneven than I normally like in a season replay. It felt a little bit more even when I was doing 1985 than when I'm doing this season, and I think some of that is because you've got more teams that are playing in baseball, and the games seem to be a little more, what's the word I want? Seem to be a little bit more evenly spread out. But that's just a minor observation on my part, once again, in the grand scheme of things. But both teams here are going to be looking for the game winner here in the third. We are probably going to have a stream tomorrow night, though, but I'm going to hold what we're actually doing close to the vest until we get into that stream. All I'll say right now is it's not going to be a game. Well, it's not going to be gameplay, let's put it that way. It is going to be something related to a game, but otherwise, I'm going to hold what that is close. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defensemen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring the teams back to center ice, and I'll take a hydrate break while the Zamboni's finishing up on the ice. And with face-offs properly being +2 to Columbus, we will drop the puck to start the third period of this game. An 18 will be an inferior right defenseman win, so that'll be Doughty for Los Angeles. And we're off to start the third period of this game. Opponent defense 11 will start it off right away with a penalty on Hayda. 1, 2, 3. Hayda going off for tripping. On a 16. If all 4 rated defensive players, they are not. So that'll be a nothing power play. Arena groans. Ugh. We'll take that face off just outside the Columbus end. Once again, +2 to Columbus. 4 will be a superior win all day long. That'll be over to Nash, and we're off once again. Opponent defense 1. That'll be an inside shot for Vermette. Lefty Scuderi, he will try to intimidate. Scuderi will intimidate. He'll take the puck away for Los Angeles. Scuderi will lose the puck. Outside shot only for Nash. Nash will throw that at the net. That's a 3. That would be a goal if the Blue Jackets were on the power play, but instead we're going to get the whistle and we'll get a face-off. That will take that face-off to the left of Quick. And a 19 will be an inferior left wing win. That'll be over to Smith, and we're off once again. Passing E. That'll be an outside shot for Brown. Brown's going to throw that one at the net. That's a 9. That's a goalie rating on Mason. That's an 11. Save made by Mason. They'll give that over to Commodore. Commodore with it for Columbus. Inside shot for anybody. He will give that to Vermette. Kopitar will try to intimidate. Kopitar will take the puck away on an intimidation check. Kopitar for Los Angeles. Opponent defense 9. Vermette will take the puck away with an outside shot only. He'll let that go from the point. That's an 8. That's a rebound chance. Offensive right wing. That is Nash with a rebound chance. This could be bad. That's a 6. That's a goalie rating on Quick. 3, 7, and 9 are bad numbers. That's a 9. Score! Rick Nash. Putting the Blue Jackets up 2-1. Arena groans. Ugh. Let's see. That'll be Nash from... we will flip that... We'll flip a card over. We'll flip the cards over. Any player with a 9? No. That'll be from Huselius. And Vermette. As the Blue Jackets now take a 2-1 lead here in the third. This would be a very ugly loss for the Kings if they take this loss. Just going to check on my phone, make sure nothing crazy is going on tonight. Okay. I think we're all good there. Let's make sure that catches charge again. Okay. So, after the goal, we'll bring the teams back to center ice, and we'll take the face-off once again, +2 to Columbus. 3 will be a superior win all day long. That'll go to Huselius, and we're off for Columbus. Passing D. That'll be an inside shot for Vermette. Kopitar will try to intimidate. Kopitar will take the puck away just in time for a forwards line change. Stoll with it for Los Angeles. Opponent defense 5. Brassard, that'll be an outside shot for Frolov. Frolov will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Brassard. Brassard for Columbus. He'll be looking at outside shot only for anybody. He will give that to Hayda to take an outside shot. Hayda lets that go. That's a 6. He'll lose that over to Scuderi. Scuderi for Los Angeles. Opponent defense 4. Commodore will take the puck away for an inside shot. Scuderi will try to intimidate. Scuderi will take the puck away, but a possible penalty on Scuderi. Maybe he got a little rough doing it. 1-15 though, no penalty. That's an 8. Scuderi will have it, and we will play on. Scuderi for Los Angeles. Passing D. That'll be an outside shot for Simmons. Simmons will try to make a pass. Passing K. That'll be an inside shot for Stoll. Stoll will let that go from the slot. That's a 12. He'll lose that over to Voracek. Voracek for Columbus. We'll lose that over to Frolov, and we have a defenseman line change. Frolov with it for Los Angeles. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for Strawman. He's going to throw that at the net. That's a 9. Save made by Quick, and that'll go over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell. Possible breakaway for Los Angeles. Right wing, if the breakaway penetration rating is 4, Simmons is a 3. He will lose that over to Umberger. Umberger with it. Opponent defense 3 will be an inside shot for Voracek. Left D, O'Donnell will try to intimidate. That's a 4. O'Donnell will take the puck away. Opponent defense 7, Strawman will take the puck away for an outside shot only. Strawman will throw that at the net. That's a 12. That's a goalie rating on Quick. That's a 4. Quick will get a piece of it. He'll hold on for the face-off. We'll take that to the right of Quick. Face-offs now are +2 to Los Angeles. A 20 will be an inferior win all day long. That'll go over to Voracek, and we're off once again. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for O'Donnell. O'Donnell will knife through. He'll get that one into the point. An 11, save made, and that'll go over to Brassard for a forwards line change. Okay, never mind. All right, that will be Paulson with the puck for Columbus. Opponent defense 2. Hanzus will take the puck away with an inside shot. Right wing Dorsett will not try to intimidate. That's an inside shot for Hanzus. That's a 10. Save made, and over to Dorsett. Dorsett for Columbus. He'll lose the puck. Inside shot for anybody. They will give that to... Inside shot, they will give that to Richardson. Dorsett will not try to intimidate. That's a 4. Save made, and over to Tuden. Tuden for Columbus. Opponent defense 5. Green will take the puck away with an outside shot. He will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck. Right back over to Dorsett. Dorsett for Columbus. Possible breakaway. Uh-oh. Right D if the breakaway penetration rating 2. Strawman is a 3. He's in alone on Quick. Let's see what he does. 8. That's a rebound chance. Offensive left wing, Clark with the rebound. What can he do from the slot? Quick couldn't control it. 9. Hanzus will come in, bail out his goaltender, and take that puck away. Opponent defense 8. Paulson will take the puck away for an outside shot only. He'll let that go from the point. An 8. Uh-oh, that's a rebound chance. Defense, any player with a rating of 2 or more. Richardson's a 3. He will have that for Los Angeles. Passing F. He'll lose the puck. Outside shot for Paulson. Paulson will try to make a pass. He'll lose the puck over to Green. Green for Los Angeles. Inside shot for anybody. He'll give that to Richardson. Dorsett will not try to intimidate with his penalty rating. Richardson, a 5. Save made by Mason over to Clark. Clark for Columbus. We're getting near the end of the game here. Opponent defense 7. He'll take the puck. Williams will take the puck away for an outside shot only. He's going to let that go from the point. 9. Save made over to Tuden. Coming near the end of the game. Lose the puck. Outside shot only for Hanzus. Hanzus will throw that at the net. That's a 5. Save made over to Strawman. And he'll lose the puck. Outside shot only for Williams. Clock is ticking down. Tick, tick, 7. Save made. Paulson. Brrr. There's the horn to end the game. And the Columbus Blue Jackets get another goal in the third period to take this one from the Kings by a final score of 2-1. Arena barfs. Blech. That is a terrible loss for the Kings to be taking at this point in the playoff hunt where they're fighting for their playoff lives. But unfortunately for Los Angeles, a loss in this one is what they're going to end up with. I think Los Angeles would have loved it if I would have kept the final score result from last night, but alas, they won't get that. And we'll find out how the rest of the NHL fared once I get done with my usual cleanup. When we ask our friends at Downey Games via Final Score Hockey how the rest of the NHL fared in this block. What am I doing? When you're playing against based on record, when you're playing against the worst team in the NHL and you're fighting for your playoff life, these are wins that you have got to have. That was a very ugly loss by the Kings, and I'm sure the LA faithful and the Kings themselves wouldn't argue with me on that point. It is now time to ask our friends at Downey Games, with the help of Final Score Hockey, how the rest of the NHL fared. The Blue Jackets get a win over the Kings in a game that the Kings really had to have, 2-1. March 8th, 2010 only had one other game, Stars at the Capitals. Dallas, G14. I'm actually going to bring my pen back in for this. G14 is 1. Washington, N33, that is 3. Washington will take a 3-1 victory. On to March 9th. Columbus at Anaheim. Blue Jackets, G32, that is 2. Ducks, I-35, that is 3. And that's a pressure situation for Columbus. Columbus is an E under pressure. But an E25 won't help Columbus. Anaheim with a 3-2 victory. Nashville at Atlanta. Predators, G43, that is 3. Predators, K21, that is 2. Pressure situation for Atlanta, the Thrashers are an E under pressure. But an E43 won't do anything for Atlanta. The Predators will get a 3-2 victory out of that. Canucks and the Avalanche. Vancouver, K31. K31 is 3. Avalanche, what is that? L53, that is 4. That's a pressure situation for Vancouver. The Canucks are a B under pressure. A B35 won't do anything for Vancouver. Colorado will get a 4-3 victory. Flames at the Red Wings. Calgary, E32 is 2. Red Wings, K55, that is 4. Detroit will double up Calgary 4-2. Ottawa at Edmonton, both G's. Senators roll a 46, that is 3. Oilers roll a 45, that is also 3. Pressure situations all around. Ottawa's a C, Edmonton is an E. A C16 won't help Ottawa, neither will an E61 do anything for Edmonton. That one's going to overtime, where the Oilers have a chance to win first. A G55 will get it done for Edmonton. That'll be a 4-3 victory for the Oilers in overtime. Probably a game both teams had to have. Panthers at the Wild. Florida, looks like they wanted this one. G64, that is 4. Minnesota, H35, that is 3. Pressure situation for Minnesota. The Wild is an E under pressure. An E63 might let Minnesota score. E66 from Florida. They'll come up with a huge save to preserve the lead with Minnesota's net empty, and they'll take a 4-3 victory. Lightning at the Canadiens. Both teams are G's. Tampa Bay rolls a 62. That is 4. Montreal rolls a 32. That is 2. Tampa Bay will double up Montreal 4-2. Islanders at the Flyers. Islanders, F35. That is 2. Flyers, H64. H64 is 5. The Flyers will take that one 5-2. Bruins at Toronto. Boston, H64, that is 5. Toronto, J53, that is 4. Pressure situation for Toronto. The Maple Leafs are an E under pressure. But an E25 won't do anything for Toronto. Boston will get a 5-4 victory out of that. Dallas at Buffalo. Rematch from the 99-2000 Stanley Cup Final. Dallas. H46. H46 is 3. Buffalo. I62. That is 4. And that's a pressure situation for Dallas. Dallas is an E under pressure. An E21 won't do anything for Dallas. Buffalo will get a 4-3 victory. It is March 10th, by the way. Kings and the Blackhawks. Los Angeles, G65, that is 5. Chicago, O15, that is 2. Los Angeles bounces back with a big 5-2 victory over the Blackhawks. Rangers at the Devils. Rangers, E63, that is 3. Devils, K64, that is 6. The Devils will double up the Rangers 6-3. Canucks and the Coyotes are both Jays. Vancouver, what do you say? Both Jays, yes. Vancouver rolls a 52, that is 4. Phoenix rolls a 16, that is 2. Vancouver will double up Phoenix 6-2. Carolina at Washington. Come on. Hurricanes, F52, that is 3. Capitals, N44, that's a big game for Washington. Not a team you want to see with a big game. That's already starting. 26, whoa, Washington goes all the way to column Z. If this is any decent roll, they're going to blow the Thrashers out of the water here. 55 is 9, and the Capitals came to play for that one. They will triple up the Hurricanes 9-3. On to March 11th. Penguins at the Hurricanes. Pittsburgh, J16, that is 2. Carolina, I-22, that is also 2. Pressure situations all around. Pittsburgh's a C, Carolina's an E. C16 and E23 won't help either team out. That game is going to overtime, where Carolina has a chance to win first. An I-35 had better do it for Carolina, but that won't, because a J66 will get it done all day long for Pittsburgh. They will take that win 3-2. Thrashers and the Blue Jackets. Atlanta, J12 is 1. Columbus, F26, that is 2. Pressure situation for Atlanta. The Thrashers are an E under pressure. An E24 won't help Atlanta, though. Columbus will get a 2-1 victory. The Blue Jackets look like they're going to play spoiler here. Senators and the Flames are both Gs. Ottawa rolls a 33, that is 2. Calgary rolls a 54, that is 3. Pressure situation for Ottawa. Ottawa is a C under pressure. A C14 won't help Ottawa, though. Calgary will get a 3-2 victory. Florida at Colorado, rematch of the 95-96 Stanley Cup Final. Panthers, F46, that is 3. Avalanche, J25, that is 2. That's a pressure situation for Colorado. The Avalanche is a C under pressure. A C64 will definitely help Colorado. Florida with an E41 can't stop the attack. Colorado will get that equalizer with the net empty, which means we're headed to overtime in that one. Colorado with a chance to win first. A J35 won't get it done for Colorado. Neither will an F15 for Florida, which means we've got a shootout, so I need the remote for this one. Both teams are Ds in the shootout. Round 1. Colorado will score. Florida will not. Round 2. Once again, Colorado will score. Florida will not. Round 3. Colorado mathematically has the win locked up. We've got to go through 3 rounds of the shootout. Florida will score, as will Colorado. but the Avalanche had the win locked up. They will take that one 4-3 in the shootout. Wild and the Red Wings. Minnesota, F21. That is 1. Detroit, I-43. That is 3. Detroit will trip up the Wild 3-1. Oilers and the Canadiens. Edmonton wanted this one, apparently. G64, that is 4. Montreal, E15, that is 1. Edmonton will beat the Canadiens 4-1. Pinnacle 80s Cup final action. Blues and the Islanders. Actually, I don't think they ever met in the Cup final. St. Louis, G53. That's a big game for St. Louis. .25 is -4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a bad game is St. Louis is now rolling on column C. With a 14, yuck, that is 0. Islanders, J21, that is 2. The Islanders will beat the Blues 2-0. Bruins at the Flyers. Boston, F41, that is 2. Philadelphia, M24, that is also 2. Pressure situations all around. Boston's an E, Philadelphia's a D. An E65 might help Boston. A D53. Philadelphia can't stop Boston's late press in the third. Boston will take the lead. Philadelphia now needs to empty their net and get the equalizer. But a D35 won't help them get that. Boston will take a 3-2 victory. Predators at the Sharks. Nashville, E21 is 1. San Jose, N34, that is 3. San Jose with a 3-1 victory. Tampa Bay at Toronto. Tampa Bay, H44, that is 3. Toronto, F13, that is 1. Tampa Bay will get that win 3-1. That is your final score hockey. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always Thursday. Thursday. Question now becomes, what game are we playing on Thursday night? So let's bring in my paper copy of the schedule for the season, and we'll see here's our schedule. Our block day is going to be March 12th, 2010, and we've got 6 games to choose from. And I've got the standings over here on my iPad. So let's take a look at what we've got. Nashville is currently in 4th place. They're 17 points out. They would need a miracle to get in. It's not impossible. Anaheim is very much in the thick of the playoff race with 7. Anaheim is currently the 7 seed. New York, the Rangers and the Thrashers. The Rangers are quite a ways out of a playoff spot, actually. They're actually only 10 points out. They're only 10 points back of Toronto. Atlanta's the current 5 seed. Minnesota at Buffalo. Buffalo is the current leader of the Northeast Division. Minnesota is having a very forgettable replay as well. I don't really want to put Los Angeles and Dallas on the board again, but that might be the best game of the bunch to do. Pittsburgh at New Jersey. New Jersey's in last place in the division. The only way they're making the playoffs, at least through the division, is in their dreams. Tampa Bay at Washington. That's a gulf separating those two teams. And actually, Washington, could they go lower than 3rd if they lose out? The Thrashers have 12 games left, 24. Actually, yeah, 12 games. Wait. No, 16 games left, so nobody's clinched anything yet. How many times have I had Los Angeles and Dallas on the board? I've had the Kings on 3 times, the Stars on twice. I think I managed to get... No, I haven't got the Bruins or the Lightning on the board more than twice. We did have a Tampa Bay game. So I think that's the one we're going to do in Inside the Crease. So block 37, mostly to spread out the... Mostly also to see if the Capitals can potentially clinch in that block, which they are closing in on very much. So block 37 will take us over. What is Washington's home arena, by the way? Their home arena is Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. We will be in Inside the Crease Hockey for block 37, as the Tampa Bay Lightning will be playing the Washington Capitals. Before we get there, though, we've got quite a bit coming up. We've got a bit coming up on the channel. Tomorrow we're going to have a small stream, as Tuesday night is my small stream night. What Tuesday night is actually going to be, I'm going to hold that close to the vest. As for Wednesday, in honor of H.P. Lovecraft's birthday, we will be playing Call of Cthulhu from Chaosium. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the recipes from the World of H.P. Lovecraft cookbook as we make the dessert Meteor Cakes. Sunday next week, the Summer of Lovecraft is coming down to Elder Sign, as we are tied at 1-1 against Yog-Sothoth, playing for all the marbles. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The Columbus Blue Jackets hand the Los Angeles Kings a very ugly loss here, as the Kings are fighting for their playoff lives by a final score of 2-1. Once again, take care, and I will see you guys in the future.